So yesterday we were waiting for some reaction to Speaker Ralston's response to the allegations, and since you're the author of the resolution, I'm wondering how you feel about it.
Yeah, it was, took me all yesterday, last night, trying to think about my thoughts and pulling them together, because I was definitely shocked. All I heard was, I'm a victim, woe me, and trying to make us feel bad, when really there's a trail of victims who should be being heard, and they are the voiceless, and the ones who were abused by the law that was passed in 2006. And it kind of reminded me of the quote, I'm not a product of my circumstances, I'm a product of my decisions. And that is who Speaker Ralston, he has created his decisions. He was in the room in 2006 with 5 others and passed this law, and then he's gone on to use it for his political gain, his monetary gain, and I can't see it as any other than that. And I think that's just wrong. My faith guides me, that's what I'm speaking up. It's for nothing else. I know I got kind of thrown underneath the bus, kind of mentioning the 7th run, and that is at the back of my mind. It's the very back. Because this happened, and I can't stand silent, because the 2 things that guide me as a Christian when I read the Bible, one is love. I have to love anybody and everybody. And number 2 is he talks big in the Bible, and my faith guides me is he talks about never abusing your power for those who are voiceless, the fatherless, the widows, all those, who don't have that voice. And I look at myself as I'm elected, and I'm not a voice for myself. I'm a microphone for those voiceless to speak through me. And so I can't stay silent. It's who I am. It's very uncomfortable, but I believe the true victims are the ones who have been abused through this law for monetary gains. So that's what I think about the statement. I think it's wrong. He's not a victim at all.
Was there nothing he said yesterday in his 20-minute statement that you accept or agree with, or was there nothing in that 20 minutes, whether a study group to change the law, the fact that he said he was going to clear these off his calendar and not take any more criminal, I think it was criminal cases, was there nothing in that 20 minutes that satisfied you?
You can find positive in anything and everything. He definitely mentioned having that commission and to look at it, and definitely we need to change the law. And I didn't take it back to how it was for a century. Have it while you're in session, 3 weeks after, I think is what the law was. I think we need to get back to that, and maybe have it throughout the year, but it needs to be very detailed on why you pull out of a case, because America, the big thing is justice. To have that day in court, to have that speedy trial, to let somebody stand before the judge, stand before the jury, and have their case heard. And even until today, people might talk to me about, hey, why are you doing this? And my thing is 6 years just for that rape victim, not a day in court. Nobody can answer that. Nothing takes 6 years. If that was the average, then we'd be being thrown with this evidence of, hey, look, it's here, it's there. But I'm not seeing that anywhere. It's obviously abuse of power, and I think he needs to stand accountable for exactly what he's done.
He's saying, hey, others are responsible for some of these delays too. How do you respond to that?
I've reached out now to the victims and all that, and he can say that side of the story, but from what I hear and from who's defending the girl who was raped, they want a day in court. He's putting those letters out there, their continuances, and not clearing his cases. And he can definitely say now, hey, back in November we had decided May or June we're going to fix this, but that's easy to say now. He's in a corner, and of course he can say that. And I think that, again, they deserve justice and a day in court.
Is there a bill already recorded to change legislative leave? When you asked the other day in your resolution, actually for the Speaker to resign, is there a bill in place? Has anybody, representative, dropped the bill?
There has not been a bill yet dropped, and I'm sure it will be coming. And I can assure you it will be coming to change the law and to tighten it. But again, this shouldn't be a way out to say, what I did in the past is fine, we're going to move forward and fix this. I believe you have to stand accountable for every action that you take.
Yeah, but this is nothing new. Some of these networks have run these stories in 2014 and so forth. So, they've had for years, representatives, much like yourself, Matthew Gutler, had for years an opportunity to drop a piece of legislation and then claim it's not getting to the floor on legislative leave.
I don't know about the past. I came in 2015. and I can be myself held accountable for what I see, and I can't stay silent. And so by doing this, maybe I'm gonna be, pay for this maybe in some way, but I'm willing to take that because I'm gonna be a voice for the voiceless no matter what.
So where does this go now? Your resolution and this issue's up.
Trying to gather support is tough because I'm just one. So it takes people getting out there, being willing to take a stand, being willing to lose, committees, lose chairmanships. I never got into politics to gain power. It's just to serve. Same way I did in the military. Love to serve, love to stand up for those who have no voice. And so hopefully we can get some more on board. I know there's discussions going, among everybody, hey, what should I do? And I know their heart's deep inside. I've talked to a lot and they agree that something needs to be done, but it's when you actually put your signature on that resolution, it changes the game. It puts you on the public eye, and you have to take a stand. You can't back down from that.
There's no turning back into that. So you're still in active conversations with other Republicans. Have you thought about reaching across party lines and trying to get Democrats to join?
Yeah, I think again, politics. That's what goes on down here. There's always somebody usually looking for some strategy to use it to their advantage. So I don't know. I've talked on the other side, but I know they're also hesitant a little bit. What should they do? Because it's always about the next election also at the same time. But how I look at it, I'm Republican, but at the same time, before that, I'm an American, and I don't always look to the next election. I don't look towards my next election. I'm honored to be here, but at the time being, I have a voice, and I'm going to let people speak through me, those who are voiceless.
You said you put your name on the resolution, and when you put your name on the resolution, you can't turn back. So what was the game plan? So if you put the name on the resolution, it goes to the floor, the speaker steps down. Who did you have in mind for speaker? You had to discuss that. You had to have a game plan once you did this. So what was the game plan?
I think the biggest is someone needed to speak out, because you have dropped this story, as you said, back in 2014, and years before that, this has been going on. And when this happens, you need to speak out no matter what, no matter the punishment that comes down. So, I'm guessing if he steps down, then Speaker Pro Tem Jan Jones would. But my thing is, I don't think it's always thinking about the end game, because I think the biggest thing is, if somebody does wrong, they should have to stand accountable for their actions, is what I believe. And that goes to me also, on how I live my life and what I say and what I do.
Two questions. First one, what happens to the resolution now? Do you still try to push it forward, try to speak up on the floor? First answer that first question. Yeah,
I'm trying to gather support. I thought I had a lot more, but when the time came to take action, that changed the game. Just like when I was in the military, when you're clearing out of town, going in, finding the bad guys, and you got to kick in the doors, that's when it gets real. There's no going back. You're there to do a job, and just like here, when you put your signature down, there's no going back, and that's when kind of hit a wall just a little bit. But I know at least the victims know that they have somebody. I will stand here for them and do my best to let their voices be heard.
You still have the same 9 that you started with?
I do. So it's 10 total.
And then, we have the question. I know this is a really big leap when I say this, but would you want to work on that committee that was looking at Legislative Leave Act?
Yeah,
again, I know it's a big leap.
Yeah, I would love to. So it all depends on if I'm allowed to, because I don't make that choice at all. So, but I definitely think I should be, because I have no hidden agenda. And I think as I live my life, there'll always be some people who say I'm trying to gain some name recognition, but that's not how I live my life. And I think as I live my life, people will continue to see that.
In the comment about name recognition, can you comment now? Do you plan to be a candidate for the open seat in the 7th District or not?
I cannot answer that at all now, because this has changed everything. I don't see myself coming out. I don't enjoy this. But when I see somebody who's playing games, playing with people's lives, and again, people who are voiceless, who don't have this platform, then I will speak out, even if that's to, if it can hurt me politically. But again, I'm gonna have to see how this turns out. And again, my faith guides me. I pray about everything, and if I feel like I should stay here, I'll stay here and keep fighting. But I don't know. My name's been thrown out, and it was in AJC, but politics does not guide me. My family does. My wife, my little girl, that's what I live for.
We know we talked about a study group but the 9 that are on the resolution now, have you guys got together in any way and decided to drop your own bill on legislative leave? Has anybody talked about that? Or
yeah, that's definitely a discussion, and we're looking into that. And that will be coming, absolutely. You know, I guarantee a bill will be coming to fix this. But again, accountability, victims matter. Nobody can say that something was not done wrong here. It absolutely was. There was an abuse of power, and I believe you connect the dots. I mean, really, if what he did in monetary gain, then I think that would be corruption. And I'm not a lawyer, but I'm thinking if you connect the dots, there's something being hidden here, and I'm not going to go away. I can't. So I signed the resolution, and I'm here to fight and let the victims be heard and stand for the voiceless.
I know I'm asking a lot of questions, but this is the only opportunity I've had with you, sir. I've called your office several times. I know you're very busy. But that being said, okay, the legislative leave that you're referring to, also the 2006, okay, law, you continually talk about him helping write it. I don't want to quote you, or being a part of passing a law.
Being on the Constitution.
Right, that he used, okay? Don't take this wrong, but if I'm listening to you over here, I keep thinking, I would think they wrote the law just for him. Have you looked into anybody else in this chamber on both sides, 40-plus attorneys from the Senate and the House that may have used that law or any of their legislative leave? Is the group of 9 looking into that?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know much about investigating and all this and really digging into that, but I have gone and talked to a number, kind of seeing what type of continuances have they done, taken leave, and you know, it seems like from who I've talked to, there's not any abuse there. But again, I mean, I think as elected officials, we should be held to a very high level of accountability. So, you know, hopefully, I think, you know, hopefully AJC and any others go do your investigating on all of us. I mean, you should be looking at what we do, how we conduct ourselves, because we represent the people, not just ourselves, but everybody. And so we should be held to a very high standard, I believe, in every single way. So I would invite that. I tell people all the time that, you know, you can follow me around 24/7. Only you can't do is come in my bedroom, but anywhere else, you can be standing there next to me, listening to me, recording. I have nothing to hide, and I think that's how we all should be, to be honorable and to stand upright and be men and women of integrity at all times.
Thank you, Chairman.
Yep.
I want to thank you. I appreciate you for answering all of my questions.
Yes.